Hi, welcome to the Margaret's Only Knitting Show. I'm Margaret from Heidi and Lana.
And I am Margaret from Meg Knits, also called Meg. And we made it. It's episode 5.
Yes.
Sorry,
it's been forever.
It's been 2 months. We did intend to do it earlier, but January was challenging. More ways than one.
Yes.
But we're here and we're ready to show you all the things that we have knitted and designs that have come out and are coming out. And we have the most delicious treats ever.
We do.
Do you think you can do like a screen shot, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so she'll have a much prettier picture of, boom, here's the delicious treats. But for one,
I'll show you one.
Yeah. So macarons from, that's cocoa powder, from my favorite little French bakery, Stay Macaron in Legacy Village up by Beechwood Mall in Northeast Ohio, if you know where that is.
We are celebrating a birthday. It's not today, but your birthday is nearby.
I do have a nearby birthday. It might have something to do with the shape of what we just saw.
Yes. And so I had to get very special treats to celebrate today. So.
I might have squealed when she showed me the box.
Yeah.
I'm very
I had the desserts on a plate and I saved the box so she could see.
Yeah, it's pretty special.
I had to look back on your Instagram post, like from when you guys were up there last, to see, because I didn't know what it was called. I'm like, I know it's around here, and I've got to look it up.
Every single thing that Diana makes in this shop, Say Macaron, has been superb. And my daughter, Emma, when she turned 13, she and 2 girlfriends went to Say Macaron for a macaron lesson. Yes.
Oh my gosh.
And I was there, chaperoning, and oh my gosh, it was just wonderful. I got to talk to the owner a whole bunch. Like it's just lovely. I just love it.
That must have been awesome.
Yes. So we've got,
and they were delicious. I have like almost devoured mine.
Yes.
So you're allowed to eat yours now.
I am, but I'm going to finish talking a little bit before I forget. So we have awesome treats. We have beautiful mugs, right? Yes. Beautiful mugs.
What are you drinking?
I'm drinking the Smith's, I think it's called like a full green leaf tea. I love green tea.
And I am having Smith's black lavender. Yes. Had rose petals in it. The tea bag was really beautiful because it had the lavender and rose petals in it.
It smells nice too because it wasn't,
and it went with our color theme and like
it did.
Yeah.
It kind of matches your one heart dessert that we have there.
Yes.
But it was nice because it doesn't, when you smell floral tea, sometimes it's a little too intense, and that is like a beautifully balanced tea. I'm not a tea snob at all. Good, Meg.
I almost objected to that.
We have several new designs to show you. Do you want to start with yours?
Sure.
Because yours came out first, technically.
Actually, no.
With the
oh yeah, I did kind of.
Yeah, with the box.
Yes.
The Huga box.
Yes.
Am I saying that
so
right?
it came out kind of like twice because this was the mystery knit along for the Huga box, the holiday Huga box, which is a mystery knit along for the 4 Sundays of Advent. So this was a project, and then I just recently, like a week ago, maybe? Something like that. Maybe 2 week or 2 weeks. Yeah, maybe 2.
Recently.
Yes. I released it just as a regular pattern. So it is called Strata, and it is a cow. I'll put it on so you guys can see.
When she had the box, you pre-order and then it comes in for holiday, there was a recipe for Strata to make Strata. Isn't that so cool? I just think that's like really cool,
the name is kind of based on Strata because that is my family's Christmas breakfast tradition. We always have Strata, and so like the layers is why.
I love that. So I love that. Every time I see that, and it lays nice. Like all the pictures that you've posted on
and
Instagram.
You can really, even the way it lays it, like kind of still shows, because sometimes I feel like with a cow, it like almost hides all the different things, like the stitches and stuff. But this one lays really nice. I think because you can kind of cinch it at the top, then it makes
There's like 4 sections, right? So it's a lot of texture.
Yeah, so lots of texture. It's
fun. What did you say? What yarn that is?
No, I didn't.
I don't remember, so I can't chime in and say, it is this yarn. Sorry.
It's Meadow DK, and I used Frost, that's the light gray, and then Steel is the dark gray. So it's just 1 skein of each color.
Like this? Frost and Steel?
It is. Apparently I like this comment.
This was in the box last year. Isn't that so cute? Sorry, it just occurred to me.
That's hilarious that I did.
Crash the Strata
I also made another, I've made another one of this one and another one of this one. But they're both kind of like orange tones because the one is desert rose, I think, and the other, and then this one is copper. So they're both kind of the same color.
She was going to bring the other one up, but you know how lighting photography is, like sometimes it doesn't quite
certain
capture
colors,
the right color.
like
I had that
don't show up accurate
with some of mine.
Yeah. So I have one in copper and truffle, but it just does not, like, without editing, it does not show up well.
Beautiful. It is beautiful.
So
yeah.
I don't have any of the yarn combos in the shop right now, but I'll probably put those back in at some point. So follow along on Instagram, Facebook, newsletter, whatever.
Well, and hopefully
so,
you already
or
have
yes,
two
and there
skeins in your
is
stash.
yes, or there is some meadow in the shop, Meadow DK. So yeah,
love it.
that is my
I
new
love
design.
It. Love it, love it.
So now
That is so great. Oh yes, I have two. So the one was kind of like a last minute design. So in the late fall, the December, I think it was December. Lord, I don't even know. I had that cowl,
or two. Maybe it was 2 episodes ago, I think.
The Dutton Mill cowl that had striping and some texture, and it was like a bandana shaped cowl. And I was making one for me over the holidays.
And I got one for Christmas.
It looked so right on you. The second,
it's
funny, I thought, I think this looked nice on Margaret. When you put it on, I was like, oh, this has to go home with you.
Yeah, so it was the one that was kind of like caramely color and gray, right?
No, it was like a rust and I would say like a rust and an oatmeal, which is not the name of the colors. I think it was red squirrel and fringe tree.
Yeah, but it's kind of like caramely, like reddish.
It is red. Like it definitely has some red to it. I guess I don't think of caramel as red. What do you think of caramel?
Like golden orangey.
Yeah. Okay.
Not red.
Tune into the last episode.
Oh my gosh.
What color that was?
It is hilarious though how people see color differently.
Yes.
Like colors that are like kind of halfway between like green and blue, you know, where it's kind of like that. One person will see it like as green and the other person will see it as blue. You know, things that are like teal.
I didn't even think of that.
And like I just find it funny because like as a yarn dyer, like you know
Color's
how
so
I
important.
perceive the color and like even like what I know that like colors I'm putting in there are, and then how people perceive it is sometimes very different. From
Do you have anybody
what
like ever argue
is.
with you over a color other than me right now with the?
I mean, normally I wouldn't argue about it. Just like whatever you see it is what it is.
It's funny. So anyway,
that was totally off topic.
Gotta get back on path here.
Sorry.
20 minutes in. I made a cow for myself, and I decided I loved yarn, and I thought I think this would be kind of a cute pattern for a hat. So I made 4. And
cows or hats?
Okay. I did make 4 cows actually.
Oh, okay.
I think I made, and then this would have been a 5th. I was on a Dutton Mill knitting streak apparently. So my cowl that I did not bring is
those colors.
Or these colors. Yes, and this never photographs nicely. So that's why I was saying that. So anyway, this is the Dutton Mill hat, which I will try on.
So is this brown and pink, or what colors are these?
So I know, like, what would you say? So I was talking to my mother this morning, and I was talking to her about a hat because I gave her one of them. This I was describing as chocolate, and this I was describing as a dusty rose.
Okay,
so
I would agree with that.
Okay.
I agree with that.
Okay, right. So it's a little bright, it's a little tan, and it has that same type of striping as the Dutton Mill cowl, and that same textured ribbing as well.
So can you swap the colors and do a cow and a hat?
You could. I don't know that I'd wear that. But
okay.
That is exactly what I did on my cowl. My
but
cowl
you could get like 2 projects, I guess what I'm saying,
out
of 2 skeins.
You absolutely
So you could gift one. Or if you like matching.
Yeah,
like,
no, you absolutely could. Yes, and that's part of why I was like, I have so much leftover yarn. I wanted to, I'm sorry, I'm like fluffy hair now.
I know, both of us like pulling things over.
I wanted to make use of it because I like to use up my yarn. And yeah, so I like Emma's and my mother have one that is a blue that's kind of similar to your, what did you call that, steel?
Yes.
Okay, steel, the darker color, right?
Yeah.
And then more of a taupey color. So, and that looked really cute on both of them. And I made one of these for my mother-in-law, so she got the other one.
Cute.
So the Dutton Mill hat, which is available on Ravelry, just came out a few weeks ago. And I have one coming out this week, which I haven't figured out what day it is, but it'll probably be out in time.
It'll probably be out before the podcast or around the same time, so.
Yes, so I'm kind of late to the game of marled knitting. You know, I'm sort of late to jump on that train, but I don't care because I love it and it is super fun now and I cannot stop knitting marled knitting. So marled knitting is when you knit with 2 strands of colors that are not obviously the same color, and it has this marled effect. And I used Margaret's homestead fingering for this project, and it is called the Jots and Dots Shawl.
And it is so
and
cute.
And it has bubbles. I love bubbles.
Bubbles and marl.
Bubbles and marl. And I just love it. And I know bubbles, knitters have a love-hate relationship. I think you either love them or you want nothing to do with them. So you could just
so many
omit
stitches.
the bobbles if you really wanted to. but I think it's really
But
fun.
it'd be not nearly as cute.
This is the shawl. Why, thank you, friend. Vanna White.
Vanna White, yes.
Oh. Yes, apparently Angel's singing too. So this is Seafoam and her farmhouse.
Yes.
Knit together. And
I will have a restock of this color probably around the time when this podcast comes out. So
thank you, I appreciate that.
yeah.
But you know, you just even stash side too, your fingering weight yarn.
So it is one skein of
the Seafoam.
Okay.
And 2 skeins of the farmhouse. And you do use at least a skein and a half, maybe even like a skein and 3/4. So you really do. It's not one of those like you have a second skein, but you only use a little bit. Like you really do get a lot out of what you're using.
Most of it.
Yeah. So should I try it on?
So it's a 3 skein shawl.
So it's a 3
2
skein
of
shawl.
one and 1 of another.
And the gauge is like really like almost like a worsted weight gauge.
That's nice.
Let's see if I can.
Oh my
this
gosh,
one.
it's so cute on.
I'm not doing a very good job here.
Those colors are so good.
Promise, it is really cute.
Yeah.
So I can move up a little bit. My hair out of the way.
It is so
Sorry,
cute.
knitters. But it's so cute. I really like it. This is one of those things where it turned out the way it was in my head, which doesn't always happen. I know I've said that before.
It is so cute.
And it's really exciting when it does. So I'm going to hold this up a little bit closer so you can see the marl.
Don't get it in our
I know, I don't want to get in our desserts, nor do we want our desserts to get in it.
Look at how pretty that is.
So that's coming out this week.
Very exciting.
All right, those are our new designs.
Trying to make sure we're still in the camera in the frame.
I gotta get this out of the way. Okay, what are you?
Okay, are we doing finish? Or no, we're doing works in progress.
Yes, what are you knitting? What are you knitting, Margaret?
Yes. Okay, I am knitting.
And while you're knitting, I'm gonna be
What am I knitting?
eating.
Okay, so I have
So good.
kind of a lot of little, well, 2 big things, my ongoing projects. I'm almost done with this. This is strip number 4.
Say that looks really long.
On my alignment throw, yes. So this is the last little section.
Oh, so it's not a full block.
It is not. It's like the beginning. So there's just this little bit. So I'm like really close to the end. So I need to weave in my ends though. Been trying to do that kind of as I go. Well, I mean, obviously I haven't done it as I go, but I'll weave in the ends on this after I finish this strip. And then I'll probably go ahead and attach it because I've already put the other 3 together.
Oh, that's
so
smart.
I might as well just go ahead and add this one, and then I only have 1 strip left to go. So I've been working on that, and I have no idea where I was the last time we podcast. I feel like I'm sure we're gonna forget things that we've been working on or finished, but this is what we remember.
Yeah,
So
made a
and
list
then
beforehand. This is as far as we got.
This, I know I've added some more too. My Cozy Comfort Throw. I did say what the last one was, didn't I? Alignment throw? I think I did.
so.
Okay, this is the Cozy Comfort Throw. And I've been adding,
I love all these colors.
I don't know what I've added. This was the December Patreon mini. This was a gemstone mini from the last club, the last round of the club. And then this was
Speaking of marled.
the January. Yes, speaking of marled.
And so you hold these with Farmhouse?
Yeah, they're 2 strands of fingering. So I'm using Meadow Fingering, Farmhouse, and then the mini skein and seed fingering with it. So
Do you know how many stripes there are? Like across the full?
I think it's designed for an advent. So I think there's probably 24 or 25.
So this is 9.
So
No, it's not. I can't add. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh no, it's 9.
you're right.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is fun. This kind of purpley color.
So now I'm just waiting for the February mini to add to this, which have been dyed, but they haven't been shipped out yet. So I wait till the end of the month to add mine, so I don't spoil the surprise for anyone. And then I have a very tiny project that I have been obsessed with.
Oh,
do you want me to show all of my stuff?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. So I have been obsessed with spruce scrunchies, which I've got one on my wrist.
So cute.
I have just been very into, it does. I've just been very into having a scrunchie on my wrist so that I can pull my hair back because so many times it just gets in the way. And yeah, it's been like I've fallen in love with this pattern all over again.
I was saying to Margaret when I first arrived here, and I know some other folks on Instagram have been very kindly promoting this beautiful pattern. I think what's special about it is, I mean, beyond the fact that it's adorable and it's great to use up, you know, little bits of yarn, it's so nice to have a small project, sort of like a small mindless project.
That you can just like finish.
Right.
Yes.
Because, I mean, look at the size of the other 2 projects you have.
Right.
I mean,
they're not going to be
huge.
finished anytime
Right.
soon.
So you have this, it's just like it's satisfying.
Yeah.
You know?
It's like a sense of accomplishment.
Yes.
So number one. And I just started doing these like, maybe not even 2 weeks ago. So this was the first one with, I can take it off, a splatter skein. And I'm wearing matching Journey socks today with the same yarn. And so that was number one. Then number two was this one. And I used the leftovers from my December Patreon mini, and I didn't have quite enough. I do this all the time.
I love
with my own
contrasting
designs
yarn,
though. I like cut it too close. Like, you know, it says in the pattern, but I'm like, I can get away with less, you know?
But I really like
follow the pattern. It calls
color.
for 8 grams and I only had 6. So I was really,
See?
Yep. But it was really cute. So I just did the bind off in a contrast color. And I liked that. And so then, well, this one was the next one. And it's just a fun way to use up leftovers. And I'm gonna make some of them as gifts. Yes, so this, I really did not have enough. I had like 4 grams. And so I did a very scrappy one. I did the cast on in 1 row in this blue. And then I used it for the last row and the bind off, which then gave it that really cute little edge. And then it's like
80s scrunchie.
Half and half.
The colors.
Totally
I mean
is.
like the colors.
It's totally.
I love it.
So I thought it would be fun for summer though. I like
absolutely. And yeah, when you twist it like that,
yeah,
like that's
so like when it's in your hair.
Yeah, it's happy.
So yeah, and then I have another one because now I need some neutral ones. Probably gonna be able to see it.
Yeah, one for every outfit.
I do. I know. Yeah, I seriously need like 1 million of them. So this is Wintry Mix, which you can't really see, but it's just like a gray speckled yarn, but just very neutral. So that is my current one. Yeah. And then I think I'm going to make some more for gifts. And maybe some more for myself. Who knows?
But it's such a nice little satisfying,
little project. In such a fun way. I don't know if you do this, but like saving those last little bits, like some like scraps, you know?
Yes.
Like I just keep saving them and they're too small for anything, you know? But
I have a jar.
Maybe you can make this
this big, like a big jar from Baby Goods that I throw balls of a certain size in.
When they're
actually,
really,
with the
really
exception of hiding on yarn, that gets its own bag.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So that was like my finished project. And then I have a couple things that are not knitting related, but I'm going to go ahead and show you anyway. So I am not a crocheter.
Well, you're more of a crocheter than me.
I have done a few things in the past. I made some Christmas ornaments years and years ago. I like feel like I have no idea how I figured that out because like I had no idea what I was doing, but I guess you just do. So
these are so cute.
In December, I was thinking I wanted to make some crocheted ornaments, kind of like the ones that I made years ago for the Christmas tree. And I didn't have time, but then I thought, why not go ahead and make some now? And then I'll have them for next year. So that's how this project started out, was these are the colors I want to do, but they turned out too big. And so I need to use a smaller yarn. I used Homestead DK and I'm trying to think what size of hook. I have no idea. I cannot remember this time, but they just were, I just felt like it was too big.
Or were you just
yes. So this is, it's from a book,
book.
Simple Crocheting.
Okay.
Okay. And it's called a flower circle, I want to say.
Oh, Erica Knight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a bunch
of
her
really
knitting
pretty
books.
So it's just Simple Crocheting and it's by Erica Knight.
Cute on the back.
And it's just her pattern for, I should remember. Yeah, Star Circle. So that's what I did. Just followed that. Uses 3 different colors. So I made this one too big, so I decided to use it as a coaster. And
that's a great coaster size.
And then I needed to make some more. So these are all colors that look really good in my office. And I discovered I had like 2 of them laying there before I'd finished the 3rd one. And I really need 2 coasters on my desk because I usually have coffee and then a glass of water. So I was like, see, I do need all the coasters.
You do.
So
you can never have too many coasters.
My cute little crochet coasters. So
they're very cute. I really like those a lot.
And then I've also been doing a bit of embroidery, which is totally not knitting related, but I finished this the other day. I just need to take it out of this hoop and put it in like the hoop that I'm going to frame it in, a wooden one. So,
this is perfect for you, lady who has become the plant lady.
I have.
Tell them how many plants you've gone from.
I've gone from killing plants and like not being successful at all to last year my mom had given me one years ago that I'd kept alive for a while. So I bought one last year. So I went from 2, like last January,
to
20. I might have a problem.
And they all look fabulous.
But they're so fun.
They are fun. And they all have character, if you know what I mean. Like they all just add a little something. Like she has this what she call it, a whale fin or something?
Yeah, the whale
she
fin.
has in this other
Snake
room.
fin.
But it looks so interesting. It's like sculptural, like a work of art, because it's very dramatic. We'll have to send a link to, you can see what a picture of a whale fin cactus looks like. But like that, or is it a cactus?
It's a snake plant.
But like that looks so dramatic next to her different pictures that she has in the wall. It's cohesive and beautiful. So pretty cool.
That's another thing I've been into lately.
Yeah, and that's beautiful. And it's nice to see different things, because I bet you guys are like us in that you don't just knit.
Only knit.
Like there's got to be something else you do.
And I feel like a lot of these other, well, crochet is very closely related to knitting because it's yarn.
Fiber related.
But also even embroidery and stuff, I feel like a lot of people do that, or sewing, or you know, things, quilting, that type of thing as well.
All of them.
So, but this is it was a kit from Embroidery and Sage, the cactus garden. And that's what it'll look like when I put it in the wooden frame. Well, sort of.
Really charming.
Yeah. So
really cute. Yeah. And you've been a busy bee.
I think that is everything. Wow.
Okay. My turn.
Now your turn.
Okay. What
And I get to finish my
knitting?
macaron.
Yes, yeah, I inhaled mine. Like just getting it. I even bumped into one of the other desserts. Okay, so I am doing a lot of design work right now. Big plans for the 2023 year. There are some goals in there that I am really excited to be actually doing. I'm really very, very good about talking about things and then not doing them.
Aren't we all?
For design, I have been like, there's some things in life, I'm usually like, if I say I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. I am a very reliable, responsible person. But,
and maybe not even things that you say, but things even that you just have in your mind that you want to, and sometimes you just don't like go ahead and even allow yourself to do it, or like allow yourself to take the time to do it, or something like that, you know?
Yes.
It's like, oh, I need to do this instead, or that's more important.
Yeah.
So I think it's not even about like
I've
you're not being
these
responsible.
ideas,
it's just like,
and
you know, just that you haven't let yourself take them.
I haven't let myself do them. And part of it is I've just gotten sidelined with other designs that I thought, oh, well, I can get this out faster, or I already have most of that design already done in my head, and so I should do it. So I should do that, or you know, this summer's coming up and I have the summer design. Like there's other factors. It's not just me being lazy. But I'm really excited because I am really gonna hit it home this year, and I can't wait to show you all the things. So I've been busy with that, but I did cast on for a sweater for me, and this is all I've done. That's exciting, isn't it? So the sweater is Alanis, however you say it, Alanis, by Elizabeth Smith Knits, I think is the...
You've knit a lot of her patterns,
I have knit a number of things. She writes
like
really...
You did a vest and...
I did a vest. I've done a cowl. I did a sweater years ago for Emma. I think I've done more, but those are like 3 or 4 I can think of right now. I like her designs, but I really like how she writes her patterns. They're very clear. They're appropriately descriptive. So although they're many, many pages, it's not too wordy and it's not too abbreviated. I feel like I think they're very well thought out designs. So kudos to her. Really cute pattern. I'll link it. This is the yarn I'm using. It's Ella Ray Eco Tweed.
And what is the color?
I can't read that right. Would you say Reseda? R-E-S-E-D-A. I'm going to hold it up. Just trying to see. So it's 70%, 75 merino, 25 like collimide or something. And it's, so the color may not come through. It's a green.
Yeah, what's your description of it?
I would call this a foresty green.
I think it looks pretty accurate in the camera.
Yeah, actually I do. There's sort of a grayness to it. There's like little flecks of brown and cream
It's like
in there.
green, but it's not like overly green to where you would say like, oh, that's a green. You know, it's like a neutral green.
Yeah, and I like green. This is like the 3rd green sweater I've made myself in the last few years. I must really like them, which is funny because I always think of blue.
I went through this time period where I was like only knitting things with green. I knit like multiple green sweaters, like just one after the Yeah.
I can't picture you in a green sweater.
I know. I don't even wear green anymore.
I don't think I've ever seen you wear green. I think that's where I'm going with this.
It was like a phase that I went through.
You look nice
it was
green.
a long time ago.
That's
but
funny.
yeah, it was like my green phase, and I just kept knitting one thing after another with green.
See, it's a good color. I think it's a good.
I like green,
color. But
yeah, I don't really wear it anymore.
I will say
maybe it was too much.
You're all greened out.
No more green. No more green sweaters.
So what I wanted to say about this yarn is that when you are a little curvier, such as myself.
Have you used this before?
I have not. But where this is, when you make sweaters, it can be difficult because yarn gets heavy the bigger the size. And, you know, you don't want to be weighed down. You already may feel, if anything like me, a little self-conscious about the curves. So you want something that's going to be more comfortable and lightweight. And so if you've ever knit with Kelborn Woolen's Lucky Tweed or Brooklyn Tweed's Shelter, that very lightly spun yarn, this is just like it. So this is a worsted weight yarn. And it has,
but then it's not like as heavy as a regular worsted
like
weight
this
sweater.
is 4 inches, but this is meant to be like a 10 inches positive eaves sweater. And it's like sort of a boxy short sleeve that you would wear over, like it's intended to wear over like a slim long sleeve t-shirt. And it has a little pocket with the contrasting color because we rope girls love pockets. But it's like, so even this is like actually quite a bit of fabric, and it is, feel how light that is. Like, it's incredibly light. So this is
I did not expect that.
I didn't either, yeah. So I got this from my...
The needle is heavier than the knitting.
Right, it is. Which I would needle.
From
my favorite yarn store in Pennsylvania, the Yarn Gallery in West Reading. Hello, Trish. She directed me towards this, so this was a real find. So
good yarn.
That's what yeah, it was great. She has got the gift. Not everybody does.
Of pairing a pattern with a yarn.
Of pairing a pattern with a yarn and yarn that is not the yarn in the pattern. So she's very, very good at picking something that is comparable or even better, actually.
That'll give the right effect for that
so
garment.
Like the yarn called for in the pattern is, I want to say Quinson Company's Owl, or not Owl, sorry, Owl, not Owl. And
different companies.
There's a lot of owl sitting over here, so that's what made me think of it. But and that is a lightly spun, sort of like a light worsted weight yarn. So anyway, that's that. I have quite a bit of finished objects to show, and I actually didn't bring some of them too. There were a couple of hats that I knitted.
Your December was like very productive, like fun knitting wise.
Yes, I
took a little break from
mid-December. I told myself, do not design, no matter how much the idea is there, or you want to plan for the next thing. I really needed to just stop and bang out
every
stuff
once in a while.
So actually, we'll flip it and we'll start with this.
That you've been knitting on in the last podcast.
It is finished. It is finished. So this is Jocelyn Tunney's from Owl, her Bluebell Hill scarf, and it is done. All done.
So pretty.
Yeah, I think the pattern is a beautiful pattern. Yeah. I highly recommend it. It's actually a free pattern, and it's
really?
It's really
That's
cute.
Awesome.
Very, very sad to report that Owl is closing their doors. So if you want to get the yarn, you better hop on and get some now. This was made with their local, which is a worsted weight yarn of 50 merino, 50 alpaca, like your meadow, and spun totally differently. Like you would look at it and say this looks like a totally different yarn. So I'm glad I finished it. That was good. So that's all done. Huzzah! And then I saw a knitting friend of ours, Ruth, who had posted on Instagram that she got a kit to make something called the Tama Shawl, or Tama Shawl, T-A-M-A, by Pam Powers. And I was like, well, I have to make that. That doesn't usually happen for me, where I'm like, I need to order this. I need to order this immediately.
Now.
Like, this is my life. This has been missing my whole life. And I think she had like grays and blues, which I always go toward, but something in mid-December made me want to knit pink, because I had knit the pink cowl, and then I made the pink hat, and then I apparently needed a pink hat that was with Kelborn Woolen's Germantown bulky, and it was just a little too small for my head. Pass that on to my other friend who looks cute in pink. So this was the Tama Shawl.
Pink projects.
Pink. If you've ever seen one of my favorite movies, Funny Face with Audrey Hepburn and Fred Astaire. There's a whole song called Think Pink. Love it. Kate Thompson singing. So this is the pattern, and I can't for the life of me remember the yarn. It has a strange name, like Ikagoo or something. I'm really sorry, and I don't even insult the company because I can't think of the name. We will include it in the link.
Yes.
Everything will be. But it was lovely to knit with. So it was a sort of like a light, bulky yarn. It was described as a bulky. I almost feel like it knit more like an Aran weight yarn. And
then you held this pom-pom with it.
Yes, you hold this novelty yarn.
Just like little.
Thank you. I'm so glad you're paying attention.
Pom-pom things.
Yeah, it's like a simple triangular shawl that you increase at 4 points, and pattern was good. The only thing I didn't like is I don't think she wrote the accurate information for the pom-pom. She had said she used like 1.5 inch pom-pom maker, and this is really what was more appropriate.
Okay.
And really what I
It
think was
looks like in the
pictured. So I think
pictures.
it was maybe she meant to say 2.5 and
Oh, maybe like just a
yeah, not a big deal. And if you're knitting this, you would say, oh, I think that needs to be bigger too. So,
The buttons are so
it was cute. It was fun. And it has an I-cord bind off and it has this little like stripey. So there was a little bit of a conundrum. I had ordered this yarn from Brenda from the Cast Iron Yarn Studios up in Vermilion. She was a gal who had the cute kits and I wasn't paying attention. And I ordered the wrong color for the pink stripes. So this pink is really like called like a rose twist. And it's like a thread of the cream and a thread of the pink twisted together. And it needed to be that because I knitted it with I accidentally ordered the rose color, which was solid, and it looked like tube socks.
Too stripey, yeah.
It was wrong. So I found another store that had the twist because she didn't have the twist and corrected it, and it looks much better, and I really like it.
You started the other way.
Yeah, I brought it to you in December, and we're like, yeah, that's not gonna work. But you know, when you have lemons, you make lemonade. And I made.
Oh, so you use the rose for those. Oh, perfect.
I made, sorry, this is what I do every time I come here. I pull off
Cat
my hair, cat hair, whatever stray hairs are there. I made some color block mitts. So this is my pattern. Mm-hmm. This pattern is for fingerless mittens that use 2 colors, but in the same pattern, it also includes a full mitten that uses 3 colors. And even though it's bulky and I probably should have made full mitts, I just kind of felt like I just wanted a little bit of this.
It's so cute though.
Right. Yeah. So I used the pink to, I'm gonna take this off so I can hold it up to camera so I'm not like this and then like fall into the food. I used the pink, the solid, and I held it with that pom-pom.
So then it gave it the texture like for the whole thing. That was a really cute idea.
So I held the pom-pom throughout and I used the solid rose for the bottom and the leftover cream for the top. Because, that was the other thing. It needed more cream yarn. It needed like a whole extra skein, actually.
So that was a great way to use
so
that
this was
extra.
So this is like a quarter of a skein or something. There, maybe even a half skein. Like it needed more. So that was another little issue. But not a big issue. It was a very fixable issue. Yeah. So that was the tam shawl and my color block mitts, which I love.
Super cute.
Pop these away. Oh, that's all I have.
Is that the end of the pile?
That is the end of the pile. Yes.
Okay.
Woohoo. Okay. All right. How about we dip into the jar of questions?
We haven't done this for a while. Well, it's been so long since the podcast, and then we didn't do it last time.
Jar of questions. Which has its own theme song. Meg can't even put the lid back on. There we go. Okay, all right. What is your favorite thing you knitted and why?
Oh my goodness.
Well,
that's like impossible to answer.
I mean, I've been knitting for 20 years.
I feel like we should narrow it down to like a category because it's like so broad. Like I would be like, well, that's my favorite sweater, but I don't know that a sweater is my favorite thing.
Yeah. Well, how about hat? Let's do hat. Okay. What's your favorite hat that you ever knitted?
My favorite hat, this is an easy one for me, is the Oslo hat by Petite Knit.
I'm writing this down because
it is my favorite hat. I want to make another one. It's the one that I wear almost all the time whenever I go for a walk or anything when it's cold out. Yeah, Petite Knit. Cool. The Oslo hat. Super cute. I like it. I don't know if the pattern calls for maybe a mohair or if it is fingering weight held double. I'm not sure. But anyway, what I used to get the gauge or whatever was meadow fingering held double, which, you know, whenever you hold yarns double, it produces such a different effect. Yes. Versus like using fingering held double versus a DK.
Yes, don't always rush to replace it with a single strand of something. Think about like what the effect
and I think
you're
the
going
pattern
for. That's
does,
a really good
I think the pattern did call for that. It's been so many years ago that I knit it.
Can I still have these now? Sorry. I'm so excited. I feel like the tea. Use the right yarn. Well, you too will spell tea.
But yeah, it just has like the right, like, I don't know. There's just something about
loft.
Yes, the fluffiness of it, or I don't know if fluffiness is the right word, but yeah.
Probably loft, but I know what you mean by fluffiness. Almost said fluff.
Fluffiness.
That'd be part of the title of our episode here.
So yeah, it's meadow fingering held double, and it has a brim, and it's just like the right amount of
like a folded?
Yes, a folded brim. And it's also, I feel like that part goes under double. I'm not sure. It's been so long since I knit it. But yeah, like it doesn't like smush your head down too much like here. You know how sometimes I feel like I don't look good in some hats. Like it's like it makes your head look too like pinched here or something. I don't know. This one like doesn't do that. And there's a little bit on top. So I feel like I don't look like, you know, there's...
Makes you taller?
Yeah, I don't know. I
See,
feel like it looks good.
I don't look right when there is a little bit
up top.
It doesn't sit right. And I think I have a bigger head than you though. So I think maybe that's why. Like you don't need this to look any bigger.
Okay. And then maybe it's the opposite for me.
Right. But that sounds really cute.
So I guess it's like you almost have to like know like what pattern, like what
what
style like looks better.
Do you hold 2 colors of the same color or do you
same
use
color?
Okay.
Yeah, it was same color.
You could do
Marled though.
Marled.
Oh, that'd be cute.
This is a year of Marled for the Margarets.
Really cute.
On the knitting show.
Yeah.
To be.
So that's my favorite hat.
That's cute. So. I've knitted many hats over the years. And I think the mark of a good hat is either one you want to make multiple hats of, like to give as gifts, or one you wear all the time. And I designed one, I want to say it came out in the fall of 2020, and it's called the Crestview hat. And I keep grabbing that hat. Even as I've had more designs come out, after that. And I love them. I mean, I don't ever publish anything I don't love. Like, I don't publish stuff I just like. I have to love it to put it out there. But I keep
doesn't mean we don't like other hats.
No,
we like other hats
something
too.
About this hat that fits my 22.5-inch circumference head. Do not have a small head, and it can be trickier when you have a large head. And I just love it. And so this hat comes in the pattern includes directions for 2 gauge weights. So there's a worsted weight, which is what I have. And I want to say it's a lichen and lace yarn. I can't think of, might just be like a superwash merino. Okay. It's this beautiful, deep, moody sea kind of blue. You know me, blues. And I did one for Emma, which also looks nice to me, but I love it on her. And hers is a sport weight, which was like a sport weight gauge. I want to say it was like a Space Cadet yarn. And hers is the prettiest pale pink ever. Oh. And it's, it actually has lace in it. I am not a lace knitter or a lace designer. I don't know. Yeah. It doesn't really, just isn't my thing, but I love it. It's got texture, there's some garter stitch in it, and then there's just like a little bit of lace. So the way the hat fits, because of the stitch patterns, is it's a little slouchy, like a little bit like a beret, but not so much that like, you know, like the one I just had earlier that kind of like points out. It's just, it's room. If I have a ponytail, I can shove my hair back there. Emma looks so cute in that pale pink one, and I just keep, I mean, like I'm always grabbing for, I don't know, I'm smacking my legs so much. I am always going for that blue hat, and I love it. So that's the Crestview hat. And I keep thinking I actually like to make another one, because that one is sort of a semi-solid, and I think I'd like to see what it looks like in just like a true solid. Okay. I wouldn't do it in a highly variegated, or you'd lose
the pattern if there's lace in it.
Yeah, you could do it in like a speckled, or like a, you know, somewhat variegated, like your what's the one I love so much?
Snowdrift?
Well, that would be cute too. Okay. No, it's sort of like, I made that big shawl in it. It's like aqua and sea glass. Sea glass. Yes. Sea glass. Yeah.
So mainly ones that are more like speckled, or just like a little bit of variation in the color, but not like.
Oh, I don't have any sea glass left. But it's worsted weight is the one fine, and then like I said, Emma's a sport. But yeah, so that Crestview hat is the one that I grabbed.
I think it'd be really fun to share our favorite knits, like in some categories. Maybe in the next episode. Like maybe our favorite sweater that we've knit, or our favorite home item. Oh, I like kind of like make it like categories where we share.
Yeah, I better write down.
So where we share, yeah, because I feel like our favorite thing overall is just too broad. So
it is, and when you're knitting, you make all the different things. Yeah, if we do favorite
it's kind of like the current thing, limited. You know. Like,
we might have to pick certain categories.
Yeah. Or you might not have one for.
Yeah, and you know what, guys? Tell us what your favorite hat pattern is that you've ever made. Yeah. What you loved about it, or that was the best one. Yeah, I think that sounds great. We'll try not to make it go 8 weeks before the next podcast.
It will be soon.
This was my fault for the delay this time. I was really sick last month. Better now.
And December was, I mean, we did the beginning.
Yeah, but we talked about doing it again in January.
But then it was like, with the holidays, everything got so busy, and then we got into January, and then
kitchen shenanigans. Yeah. The kitchen's being renovated. And by choice. We had a toilet explode above the kitchen. And it's finally being done, which is really exciting, but when you have no kitchen,
it makes everything more difficult.
It does. A few more weeks, it works. Anyway, so we're glad we're here. We're glad we got to share all these goodies with you. It's been a busy month. Yeah, tell us what you've been knitting. Definitely tell us your favorite hat pattern. And if you ever have any questions, write them in the comments. I hope you maybe let your friends know about this great show.
Oh yeah. Like,
spread
subscribe,
the word,
all those things.
all the things.
Yeah. Share it with somebody.
Appreciate you all.
If you like it.
And we'll keep coming back because it's fun, as you'll see in the outtakes. Lots of laughter.
Yes. Always
like
lots of laughter.
Full body falling over laughter happening. Ready?
Yes.
Okay, guys. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye. It's a real thing. Make mess.
Make mess.
Make mess. Perfection. Look at that. Okay, that's what I mean.
No. Oh, blah, blah, blah.
Blah, blah, blah. Designers. Knitwear designer. Great memory. Yeah. And I can't think of what it says. That's the end of that story. Yeah. That was a really long story. We gotta get started. My cheeks will get like 6 pages.
6 pages.
6 pages of pink.
One more hair flip.
Whoosh.
I'll get you a lint roller. Hi. This is... What? This is disastrous.
Welcome to the Margarets Only Knitting Show. Oh my god, I just
Sip of tea.
Get it together, Margarets.
Okay, what am I supposed to say?
Welcome to the Margarets Only Knitting Show.
No, I've got this for the
like
tea.
45
like, why
minutes
is
of
this
us to try
taking...
Yep.
Follow into the camera.
And into the dessert.
And that will be the end.